This is Actar's Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond.
Hey, this is Actar and you're watching another episode of Actar's Merchandise Reviews, the show that gives more attention to relatively unknown but still awesome, well, merchandise. For an otaku like me who constantly wants to surround himself with anime no matter the time or place, you can bet that I've tried my darndest to take some anime with me no matter where I go. And this includes formal events. And the easiest way I've managed to do so would be in the form of formal attire. One of my personal favorites would be Enoshima Junko's tie from Danganronpa, which I've worn to wedding dinners, photo shoots, and interviews. To the uninitiated, it's just a fancy tie, but to me, it's a subtle way to have my otakuness on full display. Unlike a t-shirt with my favorite anime character printed on it, I just love these clever little references that only those in the know will appreciate. For instance, my favorite mechanical pencil is this Lemmy Safari Yellow. Note that this is the old out-of-production model with the black clip, exactly the same model of pencil that Ritsu from K-On! uses. For the longest time, this tie has been my go-to for anime incognito. Recently, however, I've finally added another piece to my wardrobe of anime chic. It's no exaggeration to say that I've been looking for this for almost a decade, and I was just simply over the moon when I finally managed to find one on auction. Today, it is my greatest pleasure to introduce to you what has become the centerpiece of my Madoka Magica collection, a premium watch. Now, I was never one to wear watches. In fact, I only started recently wearing this one to track my daily activity. However, I can't say that I don't see the appeal of wearing a classy watch to formal events as kind of a status or fashion symbol. When it comes to anime watches, there have been others released in the past and ones that will be released in the future. However, I don't believe there's a more perfect one than this. Only sold in limited quantities at the Madoka Magica exhibition in 2012, this is a gorgeous self-winding mechanical watch modeled after Homura's shield. But before we get to the watch itself, can we just take a quick moment to admire the box it comes in? I absolutely love the additional detail of the saying that appears at the end of the anime as Homura enters into a final battle, printed in gold on the inside of the lid. Now, what about this watch made me want to have it the moment I laid my eyes on it? Well, I just love well thought out merchandise, and the concept behind this watch is as brilliant as it gets. Not only is Homura's shield based on the timepiece that is worn on the forearm to begin with, the watch face has a cutaway that exposes the gears of the mechanical movement, the very same gears that are visible on Homura's shield in the anime. This, I think, was a very deliberate decision as most of the other collaboration watches utilize quartz. While quartz movements are far more accurate, they are battery powered, meaning to say that they will only last for about 3 years before you have to replace the battery. That's not the case for mechanical movements as they are purely spring powered. Not to mention, being an automatic watch, the watch will wind itself when you move your arm. For those who are curious about the more nitty-gritty details, the movement is a Miyota 8N24, which isn't too shabby. There's a weight inside that rotates counterclockwise to wind the mainspring, and the TPD ranges from 650 to 950. If you want to wind it manually, you can do so via rotating the crown as well. And if that wasn't enough, the watch has genuine leather straps with Homura's soul gem on it and a picture of Homura and Kyubey etched onto the back. My only nitpick is a lack of indices, which makes setting the time a little bit tricky. Unfortunately, if you'd like to own this watch for yourself, it's exceedingly rare. Not only was it an event exclusive, it was produced in extremely limited quantities almost a decade ago. If it does appear on auction sites, know that it doesn't go for cheap. Its MSRP was about 30,000 yen, about 300 bucks, and I've seen it go for as much as 190,000 yen. That's almost $2,000. Suffice to say that while I did not pay that much, I got it for somewhere in between. While this cost me quite a pretty penny, I'm still glad to have finally gotten the hold of one of my grail items. This watch arrived just in time for my graduation, and you can bet I was sporting it when I went on stage to collect my scroll. Now, the thing is, because of how amazing the design of this watch is, there are a myriad of fakes. Obviously, these are not going to be mechanical, nor have leather straps, or have an etching of Homura on the back. While I don't like supporting bootleg merchandise, if you can't find this watch or if you don't want to pay hundreds to a couple of $1,000 for the official one, that's pretty much going to be your best bet. So, what are some of your favorite pieces of anime merchandise? Did you have a grail that you spent ages tracking down as well? Do let me know in the comments below. And this is Acta saying, see you guys in the next episode.